So with all this going on in your mind, it's really debilitating. And you know, I was that guy walking up and down Yonge Street, completely disheveled, and I'll talk about that a little later. I was that guy walking up Yonge Street, completely disheveled, preaching at the top of my lungs, join the rich businessmen and wankers or join Jesus the people, right? And when I started to hear the voices, I would yell back, you know? You see people in the streets, right, yelling back. What they're doing is yelling back at the voices in their head. When I started to hear the voices, that's what I did. I fought back, I yelled back, and then when I got used to them, I learned the coping strategy, coping technique to allow them to come and go. Don't waste any energy. Just continue to breathe and tell myself that it's going to come and it's go. It's not going to last forever. So my hygiene got really bad. I grew my hair long. I grew a long beard. I stopped taking showers. I either lay in the couch all day, or I walked through the park system all day because I couldn't communicate with people. I couldn't be around people because it just made my voices worse, and I couldn't hear I couldn't follow what they were saying anyway. So I really needed to get help. And before I got help, I remember there was a particular experience that I had where I went to my ex-girlfriend's parents' apartment, and they were Portuguese Catholics, so they had a lot of figurines and pictures and movies about religion with religious material. And I saw a picture of Jesus Christ on the wall. I said, "Wow, I look like Jesus Christ, right?" So Jesus in the picture had brown eyes and I had blue eyes, right? I said, "Wow." You know, I started to believe that I was on earth for people to see my face and remember Jesus Christ, right? So I look back, that's kind of a coincidence. But a little later, I actually started to believe I was Jesus Christ, right? And an example of me being Jesus Christ was, I worked at the Dominion on the graveyard shift, stocking shelves, right? And I believed as I was putting a can up on the shelf, I was blessing it. Right? And then I said, wow, I can't bless all these cans. So if I touch it a second time, I'm unblessing it. Right? So it took me the whole night to stock one shelf, and they fired me that night. They fired Jesus Christ. Can you believe it? So that was the shortest job I ever had. But when I was sick, it was very common for me to be moving from minimum wage jobs, Joe jobs I call them, from Joe job to Joe job, never holding a job, always moving. So eventually I needed to get help, and my parents had my dad's GP come by, and he had to look at me and say, yeah, this guy's got schizophrenia, because I was out of it, right? And so he filled out a Form 1, a document that states that I'd be apprehended by the police and brought to CAMH for an interview. So, for a mental health reason, you're apprehended. For a criminal reason, you're arrested. But it's the same thing. They put you in handcuffs and throw you in the back of the cruiser, right? So I was picked up, and I was interviewed at the back door of the Clark. I said CAMH, that's a Center for Addiction and Mental Health in Toronto, right on the edge of Chinatown. And I was admitted, and I went to the 10th floor, CIU, Clinical Investigation Unit, which is where they bring people suffering their first break, so their first experience with psychosis. And I spent 3 months up on the ward. The average stay is about 2 to 3 weeks, and they tried various medications on me. It wasn't that bad being up there. We had a kitchen, we had a TV, we had a smoking room. I had already quit smoking, so I call it the death room, right? And we had a ping pong table. I got pretty good at ping pong up there, right? So I made it out on Christmas Eve, '99, and I wasn't well enough, so I went back in January, and then I got out mid-January, and I started the recovery journey, and as Bob was saying, like hope, recovery, resilience, you know, never giving up, persevering, all right? Whether it's you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, right? Do not abandon the person. Always keep an open ear. Always keep an open heart, okay? Very important, okay? It's not just the person with schizophrenia going through schizophrenia. It's everybody around them, too. Does anybody know how many people in Canada, a percentage, give me a percentage of how many people in Canada have schizophrenia? Anybody throw out a number, give me a percentage. Anybody?
3%.
3%? Sorry? 20? 6? Not that high, but 1%. Okay, 1%. And that's not even just Canada, that's worldwide. Right? Doesn't matter what color your skin is, what background cultural background, religion, whatever. 1 in 100 people. And so I'm in recovery. I've been in recovery since 2002, we'll say. And I found that it's important to keep the balance for anybody, but it's especially important for somebody with a mental illness, right? So how do I keep the balance? I make sure I take my medication. I take my medication daily, right? I do my exercise is Karate Do. I train and I teach Karate Do. I have a brown belt. I get the right sleep. I eat properly, right? I still have a faith. I still have a strong faith in the Lord. Still believe in Jesus Christ. I'm at church every Sunday, and what am I missing? So you know that's pretty much how I keep the balance. But as Bob said, now I do peer support too. It's important for somebody with schizophrenia to be busy, not too busy, but not like finding the not too busy, but not busy at all, right? And it's some days it's a struggle. You know, I have what's called breakthrough symptoms, okay, which means that every once in a while my symptoms will come back. But you know, just like everybody else, I have good days and bad days, right? So that's my story. Thanks for listening.